So, Disha, please tell me about yourself.
Sure. I always believe that curiosity and action are a very powerful combination. What starts with such a simple question like, how can I do something better? Always ends up with an opportunity for me. And I've always seeked out opportunity, whether it was in college, at work, or outside college or at school. Any place I went to, starting with when I was in college, I took up everything that came from culturals to taking up leadership opportunities to getting to being nominated as a prime minister or even something as like a head of journal where that was not something that was in my list to do, but there was so much that I learned through it. And I went outside for for internships. I completed about 6 to 7 internships where I learned about different categories of things like marketing and finance. Or I went to an NGO called Bhumi where I had taught children English with innovative methods with more gamified versions so they can understand it better. Or and I took this up, I kept taking things up even when I went on to work at Cariclean. My job wasn't just defined by numbers or just finance, it was just way more than that, where I completed over 70 plus projects which have resulted in a 50 crore savings, and personally led projects which led about 10 crores in savings today, which is something that I'm very proud of. And taking up data to actually drive those projects and make a decision and change policies was very, very life changing for me to see that happen. And that's where I also believed and saw a potential in myself that I can do so many better things in life. So this is something that I want to take up, and I want to see how I can build this more.
Okay. So, Disha, are you a fresher or are you a work person?
I have a work experience for about 21 months now.
Okay, understood. So, Disha, can you tell me something about your work experience? In that, I wanted to understand three things: the impact that you created, the work that you used to do, and what kind of solution that you used to provide to the client. And in that, I wanted to understand the whole business process flow.
Sure. So I would give you more details about it. I'm a finance executive at special projects at Carrot Lane, where we take up various projects every day about cost saving, revenue generation, and process enhancement. Every project that we came up would be an original idea that came from us, or majorly coming from the upper management, where we are given the duty to drive these projects forward by coordinating with the cross functional teams as well as our CFO, majorly involved in all of these functions to take it forward. One of the major projects that would give you a better idea of what my work is something that gave us almost about 5 crore in savings, and it was a 2% efficiency level by our revenue. It's the systematic investment plan that our company has. It's called the plan of purchase at Carrot Lane, where you put in about 1,000 rupees every month. And then the customer at the end of the 9 months or 6 months buys a jewelry with the extra investment that we give them. So initially, we thought that what we're giving out to customers was way more than what the brands were giving out there. So we went personally, I went to do the ground research work where I saw how is it happening, how is the pitches happening, what are the what's the ROI that the customers are getting, how is it happening all around in different brands. While noticing all this, I also noticed that their website features were so different, the invoice formatting was so different, the way they set things, the systematic plan was very different. One of the major, we actually made those website changes. I pitched this to the upper management myself, where I was also appreciated for it. So we pitched how the website features were very different, and we built that in. The invoice was changed, and currently we have a new invoice in process because of the changes that we saw. And apart from that, we also built this new plan of purchase where we went from a 6 month to a 9 month process now.
Okay, understood. So, Disha, are you a team person or individual person?
I'm definitely a team person because I've always seen that even at my college or at work that I work better with people.
Okay. Can you give me an instance where you lead a team from front?
Sure. In one of my college internships, it's called Law Vale. I don't have a background of law, but what I did there was very different. I was at the customer facing end, but I led a team of about four individuals where I coordinated with them of how the website is building because it was just a startup stage. So I helped them, coordinate together, set up meetings, who can take up what work, how does it work, and I'd led that and very efficiently, and we had launched that brand about 2 months earlier than what we had planned.
Okay. So Disha, what's your CAT, SAT, NMAT score?
Sure. My CAT score this year is 77%. My
Mhm.
NMAT score is 233, and my ZAT is 87%.
Okay. Can you tell me what went right and what went wrong during this examination for you?
Sure. Something very surprising, I think, that life threw at me. So last year I had actually scored 89 percentile in my CAT, but and this year I had prepared for the last 9 months very rigorously for it. But during the exam, as any candidate ever, I got a little fidgety with things, or by mistakenly I kicked the laptop, wherein the cord like it went off, and I panicked because for about 10 minutes I needed help, and they had to check out what was happening with my CPU, and I lost about 10 minutes. So that's that's something that went horribly wrong with my exam. But something that and during my NMAT exam I actually had a fever of 102, but I still went and did that exam. I thought maybe I won't be able to do it, but I think just by luck, I'm here at this interview. So I'm something that went right also.
Okay. I wanted to understand why you are choosing for NMMS as compared to other B school which are present in India.
So NMIMS, the name itself, Narsee Monjee, I think every other person, that's one of the brands that every person wants to be in, especially because it's the financial capital of India, and because the pure learning that we get, and also the civics internship that we get. I'm somebody who really loves providing back to the society. That's something I'm really looking forward to. So I would love to be a part of NMIMS for these particular reasons.
Okay. Disha, you're from which state?
I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Okay. Can you tell me three reasons that one should visit Tamil Nadu?
One of the key reasons that you should visit Tamil Nadu is because of the temples that we have. The architecture that the temples have is very, very different from what you find all around the country. And apart from that, obviously, the food. Most of our food is very healthy, and obviously, in all the other parts, they say that it's idli and dosa. But when you come back here and you taste the sambar here, it's a very, very different version of it that you'll have. Apart from that, one of the key reasons is the beaches. You will really love the whole vibe that the beach has, and
Okay.
that's
Can you tell me a challenging situation in your work experience where you're responsible for using your core skills and core capabilities to solve the challenging situation?
sure. One of the most challenging tasks that I have till today is basically there's something called the monthly compliance deck that I have to deliver every month. And obviously, because it's a 300-page document where it comes, we have to show it to the upper management, and it has to come every month. Everybody in the team doesn't like doing this at all because every month getting everything that they do is very difficult. So when I came in, it was, if we said the deadline was 14th, it used to come by 30th. So I really drove it. Particularly, I went because I went back to each and every team. I used to sit with them for 2 hours just as a friend, not because I wanted to drive something, but I used to just go and ask them, hi, how is it happening? And then I got to know, like on coffee chats or interpersonally, that they were facing these particular issues, and that's why they were not able to do it. So I went back to the upper management, told them that, hi, these are some things that we need to work on because these people are not able to, they have so many issues. they actually hired more people. We automated more tasks for them because so they can actually drive this better. So by today, we actually finish it by 20th. We decided on something that the team also wanted and the upper management also wanted, a mid date that everybody could, come to.
Okay, understood. So, Disha, what is the full form of NMMS?
Narsee Munjee Institute of Management Studies.
Okay, no worries. Who is the founder of NMMS?
I'm not sure. I will have to look back.
Okay. What are the clubs and committees which are present there in NMMS?
One of the committees that is present in NMIMS is the placement committee and the civics internship committee that we have. Apart from that, I would have to definitely look back on this and come.
Okay. Can you tell me an instance where you are responsible for handling the criticism? Maybe in your personal career, maybe in professional career.
Sure. Uh, so criticism as such would have been like a lot of criticism that I have faced was that came directly from my teachers in my college was because I was nominated from Prime Minister. That was a very big part for my teachers as well for my because it had been over 5 years that nobody had been nominated from our particular department. So I had gone through a lot of criticism for them that maybe you should like not dress like this or not sit in a particular way and not so I had a habit of shaking my legs back then in college, so they told me that's not a very good habit to have, please change that immediately. Apart from that, I was also said that I might seem too confident. So that is also that's something that is a no for when I go in front of the principal. So I should not do all of those. I definitely worked on it, and I went back and when I came back from the interview, obviously my teachers were like, we just said that to push you forward, and that was not anything. But I knew they were just doing it for my own sake. So and apart from that, also at my workplace, we have these meetings quarterly wherein you are supposed to give some criticism. So one of the major criticisms that I faced through my so many quarters and I've rigorously worked on is that I'm not very, when I go to like the upper management or when I'm presenting, I'm not very confident. But when I'm doing it just with them, I'm very confident I'm able to do it. So I get very nervous in front of them because I feel like they're at a higher stature than me. And they said they're just people, they're not going to judge you. They also make mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's something I've
So,
definitely.
understood. Disha, I'll give an extempore topic to you. Here, I want you to check your critical thinking, decision making, and spontaneous thinking. The topic is India's startup ecosystem. You'll get 15 seconds to think about it, and you'll talk on the topic for almost 2 minutes. Your time starts now.
Yeah, you can start.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So, Indian startups are something that everybody totally believes in all around the world. Their eyes are on us. Recently, the government itself has invested about I'm not sure of the number, but about 500 crores just for MSMEs and also giving them the credit card for MSMEs to grow better. It has also increased the whole investment platform for the MSMEs to call them MSMEs because they don't want to make them less give them lesser benefits of being that, and it has created so many jobs. Having my own mother startup and looking at it grow from just five customers to growing at a 500 monthly base customers is truly like it was an inspiring journey for us. And I've seen so many other startups that I saw building from just zero to so much. At currently, I think every person in my generation, when I talk to them about what they want to do, is like, in some years, I want to have my own startup and I want to be my own boss. So Indian startups are definitely at their level of growth. Even people, every person that has spoken, every person that's a startup leader will always come back to you and tell you this is the time that you can do it, and India is at a growth to do this. So yes, I think people really believe in Indian startups, and there are a lot of bootstrap startups, and a lot of startups have come up to their IPO level as well,
Okay.
including Zomato and Blinkit.
Okay. So Lisha, let's say in your organization, one of your closest friend has breached one of the important confidential data, and you are the only one who is sitting beside that person, and you are the only one person who knows about that data breach. What you gonna do in that situation? What kind of ethical practices that you're gonna follow?
Sure. So one of the first things is that I'm definitely going to like tell this to my manager and then share it to one most trustable manager that I have and tell that this is the situation. And I would go back to my friend and say them, that this was not like how can we undo the damage that you've done, first of all, after going to that manager and talking to them together, that this is what has happened, and trying to see if it's very very critical data that has been breached. And if that is done, then definitely going to the upper management and saying them, hi, this has happened. And also helping my friend at the same time, telling them that it might be somebody that I might not know, but I know that this has happened, by saving both of the hands and giving them a momentum that, hi, this is the last time that I can do this for you. If not, then it's on you to do this, or be at your own level and at your own risk.
Okay.
So yes.
So Disha, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
So my short-term goals currently is definitely that I want to build like a comfortable life for my parents because of all they've done for me, and because of giving them back things that they have done for me all throughout my life. Apart from that, professionally, I would want to be at a place that I'm actually creating an impact and helping the whole company grow or helping people grow as well, and together, like, at least making something around me better to be at. A long term goal, what I envision for myself is definitely at a leadership goals where I can, you know, hone my, like, use my decision making and other skills like people management skills, where I can not just grow myself but also give like other people the platform to grow and help them grow together. So that's definitely a priority.
Okay. Can you tell me any recent business news or economic news that caught your attention?
Definitely the recent economic news would be the budget,
Hmm?
so which came out, and that is something that everybody has been talking about currently.
Okay. Can you tell me, since you are coming from Great Lakes, right? Uh, you are trying to have a new entry into education sectors. So, what are the opportunities that are available to you if you get into Great Lakes?
Um, Sorry, can you go again? I
Uh,
didn't really get the
yeah.
question.
So, I wanted to understand, since you wanted to come to Great Lakes, right? What are the new opportunities that will be available to you? What do you think? Like, what would be your future that you envisioned?
So definitely one of the peak opportunities that would be available to me would be that living in a different environment as a whole and getting out of my comfort zone would definitely help me understand what management really is like, especially living alone as a student, because I've not done that before. That is one thing that I will learn together. Apart from that, obviously the skills, the peer learning that I will get is totally different because I've not had that before, and I do like, now that I've noticed that I do better with a group of people, I would get like a like-minded whole peer learning that I can, and diverse set of people that I will learn not just cultural activities but what their experiences have been and what I can get out of it. Apart from that, obviously the curriculum is very well drafted. Um, So definitely that is something that will hone my skills of, corporate entrepreneurship and leadership skills, as well as the data-driven decision making.
Okay, understood. Over to you, Abhinav.
Hi, Disha.
Hi.
Was the AQI today in Chennai?
Uh, the AQI today is 180 in
Okay.
Chennai. It
Two top news of today.
Two top news of today would be, one of them is that the RBI has cut the repo rate to 6.25 from
Is it
6.5.
today's news?
It's the most
It's two
recent.
days ago.
Yes, but it's the most recent news. Apart from that, today's news would, I would have to look that back up. But one of the most recent news is that I've heard is this, and apart from that, I also saw that the IPO is coming up for Hyundai. So
Hyundai.
yes,
What is Hyundai?
it's the car manufacturing brand.
And where is it? What's the origin country of Hyundai?
It's actually not India, and it's still listing on the Indian Stock Exchange. So
Yeah, I know it's not India. I'm asking you the country of origin.
I'm not very sure, but I would want to take a guess from it's from Germany.
No, no.
My bad. I will definitely look that back up and come.
Never mind. What is reverse repo rate?
Reverse repo rate is basically at what the banks give back to RBI, like how much do they have to keep in their bank?
How much proportion of money they keep in the bank and how much they give to RBI?
Yes.
Then what is cash reserve ratio? And what is statutory SLR? What is SLR? Statutory liquidity ratio. Have you heard about these terms?
Yes.
Can you explain what is those? What are those things?
Sure. So the statutory liquidity ratio is basically how much money that the banks keep at as a reserve to that the RBI has told them to keep as a percentage. And because
Probably you are mixing the definitions here.
I, I'm yes,
Who's
I
the who's the f- who's the finance secretary of India?
Nirmala Sitaraman.
Finance secretary.
I'm I haven't I should definitely look that back up and come.
When does the financial year end?
Um March 31st.
Or is it March 1st?
I'm sure it's March 31st.
So which financial year this is?
It's 24-25 financial year that will
It's financial year 24 or it's financial year 25?
financial year 25. Like 24 to 25 is what I was going. But it's financial year 25.
Is it financial year 24 or is
No,
it financial year 25?
it's financial year 25.
Then from 1st March will it be financial year 25 I mean 1st April 25?
No,
2025 will be financial year 25 or financial year 26?
26. Financial year 26.
Are you sure about it?
Yes.
I think it is otherwise.
I'm sure about the financial years.
Which is the most expensive stock on stock market?
I will have to look that up
Are
and
you interested in stocks?
yes, I do follow stock market a little bit.
Okay. Have you heard about IRDAI?
I've heard about it, but I'm not so sure what it is currently. I will have to look that back.
Two good things on the budget, apart from the startup incentive that you've talked about, and apart from the income tax slab.
So the one of the major good thing that I felt was AI. The budget has allocated 500 crores for AI
So
development.
500 crores were allocated for AI, and 500 crores were also allocated to MSME. So probably 500 crore is a good number for government, right?
Yes.
So they are allocating 500 crore to everything. Is that what you say?
Not really. I'm sure they plan it for some reason that way.
What else? Go ahead.
Sure. Another one would definitely be Kisan credit cards because I've my my uncles in my hometown being farmers themselves. I've heard of most personal cases where they get money from these lenders who charge them a very exorbitantly high rate. So I think the Kisan credit cards will really help the farmers need like get the capital that they need.
Okay. Tell me something. Tell me about your family. More about your family.
Sure. So I used to actually live in a joint family, but currently it's just my mother, my father, and my sister who recently got married, and my grandmother just passed away recently as well. So yeah, this is it about uh my family. Obviously, we're very well connected because everybody lives nearby. So every Saturday, Sunday, there's about like a family meeting that we have.
Meeting.
Just like
Get
a
together.
just a yeah get together or a lunch or a dinner together to stay in touch and connected.
And father is what? Mother is what? Like professions?
Sure. So my mother actually has her own business called Maka Atta. She started it about 4 years ago, and my father is currently into different things, including like he does international shipping business from home. So post COVID, his marble and tiles business actually was shut down because COVID hit many people in the country. So
Okay. Uh, Disha, ethical considerations are very important in finance. Do you agree?
yes.
Describe a situation wherein you faced an ethical dilemma and what were your measures?
Definitely. So one of the ethical concerns that I faced during my career in finance would be one of the times I was actually just a beginner, and it had just been a year that I was into the company. So I didn't know sharing certain details with the auditors was not okay for them. So it was about some project, and because they sit right opposite to me, they just asked me a simple question. So because like I was just having a normal conversation, I shared some details, and I didn't know that it was not supposed to be shared. So when my senior came and he was like, "What are you doing? Why are you sharing these details?" I was like, "They just asked for it." So I that was one of the thing, but I definitely went back, and because I was a good friend of that person, I said, "Hi, can we not note this down, please? This is not right, and I would not appreciate this at all." And I also, by myself, I went to my manager and my CFO and said, "Hey, I have done this, but I was not like, I didn't know that this was going to happen." So I personally agree like with my mistake, and whatever it takes to take this back or, undo the damage that has been done, I would love to do that.
I'm just curious to know if an auditor is asking you certain things while he's auditing, he's in the process for it. What makes you believe that withholding information or not sharing information is an ethical practice?
So, ideally, auditors, they are not, like, we should not share them documents as such. we are allowed to talk to them and give them details, but until unless they have like a certain requirement that comes from their like that comes from an email, ideally that's when we're allowed to give it. Until it comes from an email where my manager and my CFO knows about it, until then you're not supposed to share it. But because I was a very new person there, I did not know that's how it works, because I'd always seen my seniors just give them information. I didn't know that there was so much back end and there was so much, like confirmation, approvement that I had to take.
Do you think how do would you rate Mahakumbh and management at Mahakumbh out of 10?
Sure. So, I would actually rate the management 8 or 9, because somebody who personally visited the Mahakumbh, I definitely felt that the management was done very, very well. There was railings, there were actually like a police guard who could, drive you in the right direction if you're lost. There were drones, AI drones that could recognize if you get lost. And like every time, even when we got lost, we went ahead and we asked the policeman, "Hi, we want to go here. Can you just guide us the right way?" And he actually, like, people were very helpful. So they were telling us, just avoid this way. There's a lot of traffic here. And even when you just want to get a ride, let's say 2 kilometers away, you can just you can just drive your hand at any bike or car, like a bike. Usually bikes can stop and they will take you wherever you want.
I wanted to ask you one thing. Did you know there were two separate fire incidents and one incident of stampede at Mahakumbh?
Sure. I am aware of one of the fire incidents that happened and the stampede, and I was very sorry to hear about that. Um, I do know people who my own like people I know personally that have visited the Mahakumbh during the stampede, and it was a very sad event that happened.
Hmm.
But majorly from
But
what
you were fortunate that you and your family escaped, right?
uh, a lot of my other family members that I didn't know of actually were there currently. It was a very horrific thing that happened, but it from what I've heard, it was not because of the authorities. Because if there are 5 lakh people coming, a bunch of 1,000 guards cannot stop 5 lakh people or help them out. It
You
was
know, it was the reason was also credited to the VVIP culture. A separate ghat section was used for VVIPs, and probably because of that, the smaller section was dedicated to not like commoners. And
uh
therefore, it was on the event of Mauni Amavasya,
yes,
wherein a lot of people pile up to the ghats
to get
for
the
taking the holy dip, and therefore that incident happened that day. Don't you think you can attribute that failure of administration to VVIP culture as well?
Sure. Like one of the things that I've noticed, obviously, you should not have, just because somebody has like more capital doesn't mean that you treat them differently because of religion. Like religiously, everybody wants to go to the Triveni Sangam and take a dip, no matter if you're even like a celebrity or not. Everybody should get that basic right to do that. I
One
definitely
more counter question here. Do you think if Mukesh Ambani comes up to take a holy dip and is not taking the VVIP line, is there a threat or is there not a threat to his security?
it's definitely a threat to his
So
security.
then how do you justify the VVIP?
Oh,
How do you defend the VVIP culture then?
so definitely one of the things is, if there's a security threat, from what I've seen, ideally I didn't go as a VIP treatment or anything. We went as normal people, and there are different sections of the ghat where you can go. And one of the sections that I went to just close by was the VIP section. Because we did a lot of research and we asked a lot of people, we were able to go to the VIP like the different side of the ghat without actually paying anything extra, which was actually very free. The only extra thing is that you have to pay for the boat rides and everything. So definitely that. To address your Mukesh Ambani question, obviously all of these people were it's a threat for them to go there, there should be a single line and people around them, because there are so many security guards there. Obviously, like a line of them that could help, all of these people go through that just because of national security, not because they have more money.
Okay. I'm done with my set of questions. Akash, if you want to.
Yeah. Last four question from my side, Disha. Uh, I just wanted to understand, if you get a chance into NMMS, what will you bring different to the table as compared to the 720 odd people who are coming to the campus?
Sure. One of the things I definitely think is my diverse experiences that I've had throughout my internships and my work life, which really helped me build my character very differently from being a person who's very driven, not just towards my own building, but towards my peer building as well. Um, the learning that I can get not just from books, but also through different experiences and share them to my peers is definitely another thing that I bring to the table, and my emotional intelligence, where I can understand the needs of the person and help them out in the need, which is definitely something that there's always that one thing that people need, is that when they are in need, they need this person who can, help them out in situations. So one of the things that I bring on the table.
Okay. How do you handle pressure and timelines?
So, one, like, I would want to start with an example. I think I work better under pressure, and I can like arranging timelines, because during my college, I juggled not just college academics. Apart from that, I also did extracurricular during my college hours. Came back to my internship, where I did about 4 to 5 hours of work. Came back home to my mother's, helping my mother's deliveries and helping the operations. And during the weekends, I used to build my own small business called Art and Ink. So I used to set them in different timelines. So if this 2 hours I'm doing something, I'm going to finish that fully and surely do that. And only then concentrate on what's the next thing that I need to do. So that time brackets that I use is definitely how I manage.
Okay. Last question from my side. Disha, why should we hire you?
So, uh, like I've mentioned, I come from a very different, diverse set of experiences, from finance to operations to marketing, and have a different laid out foundation of myself. So, I have a little bit of understanding of everything. So, to hone this to a whole other person would definitely add a bit of a, where I can make, like, where I can make a change in not just wherever I go to, but wherever I am currently and whatever I'm going to become the next. So that's one of the things which is majorly why I feel that.
Okay. That's it from our side. Do you have any questions for the panel?
Definitely one. The question that I have is that uh, because NMIMS, it's a 2 year whole thing. And there are so many things happening together. How do students manage all of these things together, especially because it's a non-residential program?
Okay. So when it comes to NMIMS, which is comes under top 30 B schools of the country, the first 6 months are quite tough. You need to focus on so much on all the tools, technologies, and the subjects. When it comes to finance, marketing, operation, HR, consulting, all these subjects come together. So the first 6 months in that, you will have to adapt yourself. The people from diverse background come together. Maybe someone is doctor, someone is engineer, someone is BSc, BCom a student. So initially, the people who are not from finance background, it is very tough for them to adjust to finance, understand the financial controlling, financial management, account management subjects. First thing. Secondly, most of the people are not familiar with the tools and technologies. So I always tell people to have some hands-on practices, get the hands dirty before coming to the campus. What happens whenever new technology that comes to you, it will be very handy and you will be used to the things. And third thing is, whenever you're looking for the NMMS, the competition always there. The smart brains of the country are coming there. So it is very important that you should be very, I would say, technology savvy. You should work on communication, articulation, and NMIMS is one of the premier B school comes into the industry. So it is very important for the people who are coming to the campus to be work on yourself, physical health, mental health, the critical thinking, and decision making. Yeah. So over to Abhinav in terms of feedback.
Yeah, hi Disha.
Oh.
Sorry if the light is on the lower side. Yeah. Uh, okay, I asked you lesser questions, but I think the questions were daunting for you. Top news of today. You said something about repo rate. It was not 2.5%, it's 25 basis points, so which is 0.25%. ठीक है. 2.5% से अगर गिर गया तो क्रेजी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हो जाएंगे फिर तो. मैं खुद 100 करोड़ का लोन ले लूंगा. ठीक है. एंड इट इज अ न्यूज आई थिंक एटलीस्ट 2-3 days have passed. Is that news? Country of Hyundai, you said what? Germany. Hyundai. क्या 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 लग रहा है, मतलब टेक अ सेफ गेस.
South Korea.
Oh.
साउथ कोरिया.
I didn't
व्हाट
know.
इज रिवर्स रेपो रेट पे आपने आई गेस सीआरआर का बता दिया. रिवर्स रेपो रेट इज द रेट एट विच बैंक्स लेंड मनी टू आरबीआई फॉर शॉर्टर टर्म. Repo rate is what RBI gives to bank at a certain rate.
I actually read this and I knew it, but मेरे को पता नहीं. Don't know.
आपने कुछ
I
ऐसा
just
बोला कि
read
जितना
it.
कैश बैंक में. सीआरआर एंड एसएलआर आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. सीआरआर इज कैश रिजर्व रेशियो, एसएलआर इज टेरिटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो. सीआरआर इज लाइक कितना कैश लिक्विड बैंक को अपने पास रखना है और कितना कैश वो सर्कुलेशन में रख सकता है. एक कस्टमर, if five of the customers, five नहीं, 50% of the customers go up for the same bank asking कि मेरे को आज ही पैसा निकालना है. So if bank does not have CRR या SLR नहीं होगा proper, तो it cannot make those assets liquid. So read more about it. Finance secretary मैंने पूछा, आपने you told finance minister, so probably listen to the question. Finance secretary is selected through UPSC, वो नेता नहीं होता है. ठीक है. I think it is financial year 24. Financial year 25 will start from 1st March. ठीक है, आप एक बार पढ़ लो. According to my knowledge, it's financial year 24 now. 23-24 financial year ends in March 24. Sorry, this is financial year 20. This is financial year 25, 24 only.
20.
Financial year 25 will start from March, as far as my knowledge is concerned. If अगर ऐसा नहीं है ना, प्लीज अपडेट मी. मतलब आई एम रियली श्योर कि दिस इज फाइनेंशियल ईयर 24 नाउ. बट इफ इट इज नॉट द केस, प्लीज लेट मी नो इन द चैट, बिकॉज इट माइट बी द केस कि मैं भी गलत हो सकता
मैं
हूँ.
अच्छा.
मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव स्टॉक इन स्टॉक मार्केट इज, बताइए.
I looked this up like last interview when you asked me. मैंने
मैंने
literally
पूछा था आपसे ये.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली सेम. और मैंने लुक भी मतलब मैंने 4 बार देखा भी. मैं पिछले 2 दिन से रोज देख रही हूँ और फिर आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट अबाउट इट क्योंकि वो तो बहुत ही बड़ा नाम था तो आई कुडंट रिमेम्बर सो आई जस्ट.
इट इज एलसिड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. अर्लियर इट वाज एमआरएफ, नाउ
हाँ
इट्स एलसिड.
MRF आई रिमेम्बर बट मेरे को फिर याद आया था जब मैंने कल या परसों देखा था कुछ और हो गया था. सो आई न्यू MRF इज नॉट द राइट आंसर सो
नहीं,
आई डिड.
एमआरएफ महीनों पहले हट गया. एलसिड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स है.
अच्छा
द थिंग
गलत
इज,
करा होगा.
ये स्टॉक अचानक से शूट, देयर इज अ स्टोरी अराउंड इट. ये स्टॉक अचानक से बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू गेन कर लिया. रीड रीड अबाउट इट. टू गुड थिंग्स फ्रॉम बजट. अच्छा, 500 करोड़ फॉर एआई. आर यू श्योर 500 करोड़?
500 करोड़ फॉर AI बट आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट स्टार्टअप. बट AI का मैं श्योर हूँ.
ठीक है, ओके. देन आई आस्क्ड यू अबाउट योर पर्सनल फैमिली, मतलब बैकग्राउंड. आपने अपने मॉम के स्टार्टअप के बारे में थोड़ा और बात करना था यहाँ पे, थोड़ा सा और. ठीक है, बिकॉज इट इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव बिल्ड, दैट यू हैव लर्नड अ लॉट ऑफ लेसन्स फ्रॉम. आई रिमेंबर द लास्ट टाइम वी वर इंटरव्यूइंग, यू वर वेरी पैशनेट अबाउट इट. सो यहाँ पे थोड़ा बता सकते हो आप. एथिकल कंसिडरेशंस का मैंने आपसे जो पूछा, दैट वाज अ गुड आंसर इन फैक्ट. इट्स अ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन दैट आई आस्क्ड, बट अगर इफ यू हैव बीन इन दैट सिनेरियो, It was a very diplomatic answer also, because at the end it showed that you owned up your mistakes, you talked to your manager, discussed with him or her, and even took your CFO in confidence. मैनेजमेंट एट महाकुंभ वाला प्रॉब्लम लगा मुझे थोड़ा, मतलब आपने 8 या 9 मार्क्स दिए, बट फिर जब मैंने आपको काउंटर किया तो आपके आंसर्स बदलते गए। पहले आपने वीवीआईपी कल्चर को नहीं कहा, फिर मैंने जब कहा कि नहीं, फिर मुकेश अंबानी कैसे आएगा, तो देन यू सपोर्टेड कि नहीं, सिक्योरिटी तो इज रिक्वायर्ड। सो मे बी अ मोर बेटर क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट देयर कुड हैव हेल्प्ड। That is my point of view for today, Disha. I think most of the questions were from Akash. I deliberately took it less because last time I think it was solely with me, right?
Yeah.
So that is why I wanted Akash to take lead this time and probably grill you and
Yeah.
ask you more questions. That is a complete feedback from my side, shorter one, but still, general like piece of advice from my side will be, please focus on general affairs and keep reading the newspaper every day, not 3 days ago. Cool. I'll probably drop off from the meeting. I have a call to make. All the best, Disha. Disha, I'm there for you if you need, if you have any queries. Yeah, financial year wala, please clarify and let me know in the chat as well. Bye, Disha. All the best.
Thank you. Bye.
So Disha, one thing that I realized during this interview is tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is the backbone of your whole interview. Talk about class 10, UG, PG, work experience, corporate project, live project, achievements, position of responsibility, languages that you know, qualification, certification, interest, hobby, extracurricular activities. In terms of certification, you can mention about uh, managerial plus technical certification. In terms of languages, you can mention what your languages that you know. In terms of skills, you might be having technical skills or managerial skills. You have to understand and you have to put all these things. Secondly, Disha, what I realized, uh, you can use Sanskrit quote or you can use any another quote which defines your life during this. Tell me about yourself, right? Maybe what happens? There's a girl who has interviewed me. She started like Kashish. Kashish means attraction, right? So I'm kind of that first person which defines my personality. So you can also start in that sense, right? Uh, then whenever you are starting an interview, don't use right? In the start of your interview, if you are using or and this kind of abbreviation which are used just to connect the sentences, make sure that you should have a strong foothold on it. Uh, Sometimes your answers are becoming too much longer. Don't elongate that answers, make it short. Read more about NMIMS, life at NMIMS, opportunity at NMIMS, professors, teachers, director, student life, student testimonials, summer internship, final internship, summer placements, career acceleration program, Atal acceleration program, mentorship program that is happened by industry leader. Try to give better examples whenever you are quoting any fact or whether you are quoting any answer, right? Have crisp, clear, concise answers, right? I asked you what are your short-term and long-term goals. In that, I wanted to understand what you wanted to do right now. Our short-term goal is to get into NMMS, learn the nuances of MBA, build your business acumen, prepare yourself for the final interview, summer internship. That should be a short-term goal. Long-term goal is to see yourself in a leadership position. You wanted to become a leader of IT consulting for any technology firm. You wanted to build strategies for the organization which will help and which will be very handy when it comes to 5 years or 10 years down the line. Your long-term goal is to become an entrepreneur, to build, manage, scale your own business from start. Long-term goal is to help the upcoming consultants, the upcoming people who want to join the organization. Don't confuse yourself whenever you are making an answer, right? Read your GK. In terms of GK, I think GK is a kind of part you need to put a lot of focus on it, right? GK can't be handled in one day, first of all. Secondly, whenever you are looking for GK, just go to YouTube, search about first post, Business Insider, and then go to this one, Mint. Go to the reels, if possible, watch all the news that are present there. If not possible, go to the reels part of it. Watch all the reels that are present there for almost 5 to 6 months. What happens once you go through it? some kind of business acumen will be built in you. Post that, tell the interviewer if you don't know about any answer. It's not necessary to give each and every answer. If you're not familiar with the word, tell the interviewer that, sir, right now I'm not familiar with it. Just give me some time so that I can work on it, I can upskill, and after this interview, I'll definitely make sure that I'll read this part. In terms of finance, Isha, you should have a strong understanding regarding finance. Since you are going for a college and you are from the background, right? So learn the basics of finance, like what is repo rate, financial accounting, manager accounting. Right? These are the basic questions which would be taught to you during the first term of MBA. But what happens? They try to gauge it down. They try to grill it down during this interview phase because they know they wanted the people who are coming to the campus. They should have a strong understanding of subject matter expertise, right? So I'll tell you some basic terms that you can go through finance, like some hygiene questions. Why finance? Learn more about investment banking, corporate finance, risk management. They'll ask you how your career align with the finance background, any financial event that are caught your attention. And if you go into more detail inside into the subject, they'll ask you regarding financial statement, difference between revenue and profit, cash flow, value of money, time value of money, right? Financial risk, this kind of basic question. Then, if they go into bank side of it, they'll ask you uh, role of Reserve Bank of India, monetary and fiscal policies, and terms that you need to make sure whenever you're looking for finance. Balance sheet, P&L statement, cash flow statement, P&E ratio, ROI, return on investment, then bond, mutual bond, NPA, non-performing assets, repo rate, reverse repo rate, capital structure, hedging, right? Read more about budget, read more about RBI policy, read more about stock market that is present there, right? They'll ask you ROI, NPV, IRR, leverage cost, and you should have a strong real life examples regarding these topics, right? Yeah. That's it from my side, Disha. Almost 1 hour is done. Work on the feedback that we are told, and you are good to go. Apart from this, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, one of like, so I think it's probably very visible that my GK is a little bit weaker because I've built like my personality, but I'm not so strong. Like, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm not so strong with GK or like financials because I've actually like my college was in of like online, so it didn't really matter if I did finance or anything else apart from that. And my work is also not very finance, but since I'm from the finance team, I have to mention that I'm a finance executive. So like, is there any way else that I can turn around from my tell me about yourself? Because baki, like, all the questions are going to come from there only, so can I not like put that word finance so I don't get grilled about it? Is that
Disha,
a
see,
possibility?
how much time you are going to have before the interview?